You're watching the 2025 SCAC Tennis Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the Schreiner University men's and women's tennis programs. The Mountaineers will once again be led as they head into the season with the guidance of head coach Jacob Carrillo, along with leadership from senior Cole Reed and junior Katherine Bergeron. And Coach Cole, Katherine, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
No, thank you.
Coach, we'll open up with you heading into your sixth season as the head coach of these two programs. I'm interested just where you've seen, the biggest growth within these two groups over these last 5 years, and ultimately just how excited you be back here at the start of a new season and getting into the mix with these two groups this year.
Yeah. 6 years. That's crazy to me. So yeah. I mean, it's great. I think the biggest thing right now is like the culture has been established, and both teams know that they the work ethic is there, and we're working hard, and and everyone counts, right? So I think the upperclassmen are doing well by leading the lower classmen, and kind of it's a team effort. So I think we're on a great start on it so far.
Cole, coming into this season, I'm interested. Just describe the team's energy. What's motivating this group this season? This is a team that has a big influx of first years. As one of the leaders with this team, how have you kind of seen the chemistry with this group start to develop? And like I said, what's motivating this team heading into the year?
Yeah, this team is so young, and they're all just so hungry. It's hard to get them off the court sometimes and be like, guys, you guys got to go eat, But what really motivates them is just getting out there and trying to get some experience. These guys just want to play, and that's really just what's pushing them forward.
Katherine, you're coming into your second year with the program. I'm interested, what did you learn kind of going through that first season of collegiate tennis? How did that experience, grow your confidence coming into this year? And just what are you most excited about, from your standpoint coming into this season?
I'm probably most excited about to see how the younger classman is going to adjust with being in a competitive setting with such a small group of girls that are there for them. That's what I really gained last year, was this close-knit community, and we're all on each other's backs and encouraging. I think what I learned from last year to this year is no matter what happens, you tried your best at the end of the day with the people that you care about. And as long as you keep pushing forward and doing the best you can, that's all that matters.
Coach, it's fun to hear, both of these leaders talk about the excitement of these first years that are joining these programs, a big influx of talent, and just the energy that group has. So I'm interested from your perspective, just, how have these first years started to adjust to your two programs? What have you seen from them that, has you excited? And what are some, I don't know, maybe key measurements, hurdle points that you're just looking for to make sure that adjustment is going as best as it possibly can in their first year of collegiate tennis players?
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing, like they both said, I mean they're definitely working hard. It's hard to keep these freshmen off the court. So and they like to be out there, and they it's grind time for them. And the biggest thing is having freshmen up at the top two spots on the men's side. I mean they're definitely getting the experience that they need, and and they both have great attitudes about it. They definitely know they're learning right now, and it's a learning stage, and so it's great to see that. And on the women's side, it's we're building, and they're getting the experience. And I think right now it's kind of just building the IQ, right, of tennis, and actually how to play tennis correctly, and and it's just not go out and hit a ball anymore. And so but it's a great group, and I'm excited to see their hunger, and bringing in as much freshmen as I did. It's great to see that the upperclassmen are on board with it, and they see the bigger picture, and it's time to it's a little bit of a rebuilding year, but we're still strong. So I think it's overall good to see. So yeah.
Well, it's been fun to watch your growth over your career there at Schreiner. And, I've been fortunate enough to be right there on the side of some pretty intense, high pressure moments in those SCAC tournament environments. So I'm interested, how do you handle those high pressure moments? What is it that you find kind of eases those intensity pressure situations? And, how, as one of those upperclassmen leaders within this group, can you kind of help share some of those experiences with some of these first years to help ease those pressure moments for them as well this year?
So with big moments like that, we try as much as we can in practice to really put the pressure on and just try and get an in-game type situation with that kind of pressure. But the biggest thing you can do in a moment like that is rely on your strengths and just been working for you the entire match. Just put your head down and grind through.
Catherine, Coach talks about the women's program and kind of the development and the building stage that this team is in. I'm interested from your standpoint, especially as one of the leaders who's been a part of this team now for over a year. How have you kind of seen the chemistry within this group sort of start to come together, start to develop? How important is that process just in terms of the team's success? And from a team perspective, what are you looking forward to most, coming into this season as one of the leaders?
As we've gone more into practice, you can obviously tell a lot of chemistry is starting to kind of click between the girls. We've done different rotations and we're still figuring out which ones work, and we're finding that. As of now, we have freshmen on the team and are working it and trying just to come up what they can do the best they can. And it's working great for us. You can obviously, they're determined to do the best they can and work with the upperclassmen.
Coach, what do you want fans to know about these two programs? Obviously, you have a unique perspective being with them day in and day out, seeing them in practices, going through the travel and the game match experiences. What have you learned about these two teams? Where do you see the strengths? And like I said, what do you just want the supporters of these two programs to know about these groups?
Yeah, man, I think the biggest thing is that they're hungry, and I'm kind of waiting for April to see how everything plays out, but it's we're gearing up and we're getting match tough, and it's a good group. Like I don't think I've had one bad day at practice yet, because these guys come in and they work hard, and and they put the effort out that they need to put out, and so like I said, it's a fun group. I don't think it's ever a dull moment at any practice. Someone's always cracking a joke, or but when it's time to work, we're working. So but yeah, it's like I said, it's a very eager group, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's to come.
And finally, as we wrap up with our two student athletes, when you've had conversations with some of the other teammates, some of the other leaders within your programs about just the goals and expectations of these seasons heading into this year, what have those conversations looked like, and ultimately, what do you both see as being key to accomplishing those things heading into the year?
So definitely, just kind of like Coach has been talking about, just the work ethic, just stick to it. We need it all year. It's a long season, February to May, and just keep going, keep pushing, because the more you build up this year, the better foundation you have for next year.
And like Coach Cole said, just work ethic and just understanding like this is where you're supposed to be right now, and you should be putting your best foot forward in practice and on the court.
And finally, Coach, and wrapping up with you, what's kind of been your message to these programs as you've sort of laid the foundation for the start of these new seasons? It's fun to hear that the athletes talk about their goals. So what's kind of been sort of your message to support those goals that these student athletes have, heading into this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is kind of, we're going to have some rough days, and that's part of the process. And, just to keep your head up and, continue to push forward and to play hard. And, I think this month has been a tough one, just altogether with the weather and our tough schedule, so far. But I think February is always a tough one, right? So by the time we get to the end of March, it's kind of, that's when I want us to start winning. That's when the effort is going to start to show. And so, it's going to pay off, right? There's a bigger picture at the end of the day. So, but yeah, and it's going so far, and I'm excited to see, what else we can do.
Schreiner University head men's and women's tennis coach Jacob Carrillo, along with leadership from senior Cole Reed and junior Katherine Bergeron. Coach Carrillo and the Mountaineers will get back to action when they take on Occidental on March 10th. Coach Cole, Katherine, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you head forward throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you.